MacVoices at CES Unveiled 2026. MacVoices is at CES Unveiled in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, we stopped by the Naqi Logix booth to talk to Dr. Rodney about some earbuds that are a little bit different. Dr. Rodney, it's great to meet you.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be talking to you in such a huge place.
Yeah.
So yes, my name is Rodney Sappington. I'm head of AI for Naqi Logix. And so the Naqi Neural Earbud is an earbud that allows people with screen-free, voice-free command of basically any digital device. Like what you see behind you is a golf game played only with the earbud. You're not using your hands, you're using only your facial gestures, such as jaw clenches, such as what you just did with your eyes. You know, a number of things that we do very naturally in our face, we use those as commands to do anything from shopping to drive a wheelchair. So one of our key markets, not our only market, our key market is accessibility, people that actually don't have use of their hands. They don't have use to type on a keyboard. And so we've given them, in a way, a kind of a whole new opening in terms of their own mobility and their way of sort of moving around in the world. And so the earbud allows them to be able to command and control basically everything in their digital ecosystem.
Is it fair to assume that the earbuds have to be trained as to which facial gesture does what?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So we've done a lot of training ourselves. That's part of the whole process of development that we've had. But there's also just an initial, I'll call it a calibration stage, where a customer comes in and they fit the earbud, and so. But it's not an onerous training. It's basically try the earbud on, do some gestures, do some setup, and you're ready to go.
Okay, so what kind of gestures are we talking about? Because you said I did something with my face a minute ago.
Blinked. That's one. So jaw clench. So
Okay.
if I go like this, you don't even see it. Like if
Right.
we just clench our jaws naturally. That would be a command. That would take you to the keyboard, for example, and then you would be able to navigate on the keyboard at different keystrokes, or you would be able to move your head up and you take the cursor up and go to the left or right or left, and you'd be able then to make selections. And so those are just some simple ones: jaw clench, the movement of your head, eye blinks, a number of them. But they all are so subtle that you don't really see them. You know, I mean, if you move your head this much, the cursor is going to go up substantially. All right. So anyway, yeah. So there's a number. We can go down the list, but I guess what I'm trying to convey is that a lot of the gestures that are going to allow someone to have that digital control are quite natural already.
So I love that idea that you've done that, you know, but I'm curious now. You talk about the jaw clench. How does the earbud know that I'm clenching the jaw? Does something happen to my ear when I clench the jaw?
Yeah, so it's basically a high amplitude signal. You don't know that, but the sensors that are in the earbud, they capture that. Our jaw, when it clenches, gives a very strong signal that the sensors pick up. And so the moment you jaw clench, it sends a signal. You jaw clench again, it sends a signal, and those end up being driving a command. And so jaw clenches are probably one of the strongest signals that we capture. But think about when you chew, it's kind of a jaw clench, right? But you're chewing, that is a very strong muscle.
Well, yeah, that's true. Okay,
It's a very strong muscle. Yeah.
that's fascinating. So you were using this as a golf game. So how long does it take for someone to get proficient with using these?
I mean, it does vary a little bit, but I would say we have users, particularly, like I said, in the accessibility market, that have tried a number of other technologies that have allowed them their mobility or to play games and so forth. That might take training of weeks or months for some of those other ones. This is literally, let's say, a training. Like I said, it's like an onboarding process. That's really a matter of maybe a half hour, an hour. And then it's the user getting used to it, which is what you're asking. And so that user, I mean, it can range. It can be a day, it can be a week. It all depends on the frequency of use. But it's not a long-term, oh my God, I don't know how to use this for a month. You know, it's quite friendly in that regard. And since we've done this initial training across all these different gestures, those gestures are already available to the user.
Right. Okay. And you scored an innovation award for this, which
Yes.
is pretty impressive.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I think all the team have worked so hard to make sure that, one, that the Naqi earbud has that natural fit that I just described, and it does what we say it does, which it does, including being able to command a 737 in simulation. I mean, it's the scope is huge. And so I think CES recognizes not just that we do good technical work, but the human impact is why we got the award.
I have to ask this. How much has the advance of AI in the last 12 to 24 months assisted this product in making advancements of its own?
I think a lot of the advancements in microgestures predate, I'll say, the hype around AI. So AI has been an addendum, but it will be our future. So what we've accomplished so far with AI such as jaw clinches is AI driven. But the lion's share of the product is industrial design, it's software engineering at a super high level. And it's also being able to work across teams. So we're a very integrated product. So AI doesn't drive us, software doesn't drive us, industrial design, but the integration of all of those really does drive this product. So if you ask this question a year from now, I'm sure there'll be some different answers, but I'm head of AI, so I do see the roadmap and where we're headed. So there's quite a bit of AI under the hood, but it is not the foundation that makes us successful.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot about accessibility here.
Yes.
Do you foresee this having broader applications, taking nothing away from the accessibility market?
Oh yeah, I think across consumers, across work sites where people need to use their hand for multiple other reasons, they can use the earbud to do other things. I'd say, whether it's in sports or fitness, you see a huge area there. I see also surgical applications. I see in the medical field where surgeons are quite busy with their hands. You see that you can command perhaps a sterile field and that whole operating room differently. And so we're heading in different directions that do imply this total control that we have, EMG, which no one else has, by the way, including Neuralink. To be able to expand that again to that high impact human impact, such as in medicine, for example. So those are some areas.
That's fascinating. Yeah, it's almost, you really have to just imagine what could be done, and then you figure out how to do it.
You have to have the imagination, and you got to be very anti-hype. You got to be very grounded in what we can do and what the roadmap allows us to do. Yeah. So you're right. There's a lot of imagination, but we really are very focused on impact. So we have a responsibility. Yeah.
Availability and price.
Yeah. So right now we are still moving from advanced prototype into commercialization. So I would just say, ask that question 6 months from now, and then we're going to be, like I said, in that wider commercialization, heading through the accessibility market into touching the consumer market. So, I'd say 12 months ahead.
Okay. The website where folks can go to learn more.
Yeah, so come to NaqiLogix.com. And much of what I told you, you'll see in demonstration. Actually, it's much more beautiful than what I described.
All right. I'm going there, I promise.
Okay, thank you.
Doctor, thank you so much for the time. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Folks, more from CES Unveiled in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.